Okay, guys, let's have a talk about things you should speak about with your parents in your 20s while I do my hair. Number one, I know a lot of people are not gonna like this, number one, but it's a necessity. Guys, we should be talking about finances with our parents. I know that it's something hard to do sometimes or think about or whatever, but talk about finances with your parents because trust me, you don't want to get to a place where it is really rough and you have to now explain why you're broke at the age of 25 or at the age of 22 or whatever age you are in your 20s. No, no, let's not do that. Let's not do that. The next one we should talk about, and that should be important, and I'm talking on a serious level. Oh my gosh, look at my hair here. Okay, is changes. You should be able to talk about change with your parents. Like, if you don't believe me, in your 20s you go through as much change as you go through in your teens. You go through so much change that you actually wonder what is going on with me. I thought this part of my life was done. I thought I'm done growing. I thought I'm done. Now the next one I feel should be spoken about as a joint point. So let's just see what I say. Okay, so the next one is relationships. Like the new navigation of relationships in adulthood. Like, how do you navigate your relationship with your boss? How do you navigate relationships with people in general? Relationships, you should be able to have that conversation with your parent, guardian, support system, whichever one it is that you have that is true and very tried to you. Should right. So guys, the next one is cultural understanding or cultural base. Let me say a cultural understanding. For some people it might be different, it might look different, but you need to understand your cultural norms and values, or culturally what's happening with you, because spiritually we're all spiritual beings. We're all, you know, trying to figure out what works for us and what um makes us us. So it's a good thing to get your spiritual on, understand what that means to you, before you invite yourself into someone else's life, or before you just invade someone else's life. You understand what I'm saying? Bit triggering, but guys, one thing I do think you should do or should conversate about with your parents is, yes, sex. Yep, you should have a conversation about that with your parents. I think it's a bit weird also, but when you get to a certain age, it should stop being weird and start being mandatory, considering that also your sexuality might change. Excuse me, your sexuality might change, and you might actually, say that, oh, I don't like boys, maybe I just like women.